So today, we're going to dive into a pretty mind-bending AI breakthrough. It's about teaching a machine to experience the world in a completely new way by connecting senses that for an AI have always been totally, completely separate. You know, when you see a picture of a beach, your brain just connects the dots, right? You can almost hear the waves crashing, maybe even feel the sand. For us, sight, sound, feeling, it's all woven together. But for an AI, nope. That image of a wave and the sound of a wave might as well be from two different planets. So this digital sensory gap, it's a fundamental problem, and it's exactly what researchers at Meta AI wanted to solve. Let's take a closer look at this whole idea of an AI's disconnected senses.
Okay, the best way to picture this is to think of an AI's brain like a big house. But inside this house, every sense, sight, sound, language, is locked away in its own soundproof room. They're all incredibly smart in their own little bubble, but they can't talk to each other. They have absolutely no idea the others even exist.
So in this first room, you've got your Vision AI. It's an absolute master of pixels. It's seen billions of images, so it can recognize pretty much anything. Objects, scenes, you name it. Then, next door, you've got the Audio AI. This one lives in a world of waveforms and frequencies. It gets speech, music, a dog barking, but it's completely deaf to the visual world. And in the third room, we have our language model. It's a genius with words, right? Knows grammar, semantics, all of it. But here's the thing. It can't actually see the beach it's writing about or hear the waves it's describing. It's just manipulating symbols. Which leads us to this really crucial question. I mean, if an AI's senses are all siloed off like this, can it ever really get a genuine, holistic understanding of the world like we do? Well, until very recently, the answer was a pretty clear no. But what if you could just knock down the walls between those rooms? What if you could invent some kind of universal translator for all the AI's senses? Well, that's exactly what this new model, called IMAGEBIND, is all about. At its core, it learns a single shared space. You can just think of it as a common language for 6 totally different kinds of data: images, text, audio, depth, heat, and even motion. It's pretty much a Rosetta Stone for AI. And all of a sudden, the audio AI can understand what the vision AI is seeing. The language AI can describe what the audio AI is hearing. Every part of the AI's brain can finally have a conversation with every other part. So the big question is, how does this actually work? I mean, how do you teach 6 different senses to speak the same language? The secret, it turns out, is right there in the name: Image-Bind. Let's dig into how images bind this whole thing together. Now, this quote from the research paper is really where the magic is. The key phrase here is emergent alignment. See, instead of trying to do the impossibly complicated job of pairing every single sense with every other sense, the researchers found this brilliant, elegant shortcut. They realized that, hey, most of our senses already have a pretty natural connection to images. We've got tons of videos that pair sound with images. The whole internet pairs text with images. We've got 3D cameras that pair depth with images, and so on. So they just leveraged the pairs that already existed. And this right here, this is the big aha moment. By teaching every sense how to talk to images, images become the central hub. They're the bridge connecting everything. And then something amazing happens. If sound can talk to images and text can also talk to images, then suddenly sound can talk to text, even though they were never ever trained to do that directly. And this is where things get really, really cool. This emergent alignment thing, it's not just a theory. It unlocks a whole bunch of brand new abilities, let's call them AI superpowers, that the model just gets for free. Because all the senses are now fluent in this common language, the AI can do things that cross the streams, you know? It can pull off tasks that it was never, ever designed to do. Let me just show you what I mean. All right, check this out. You don't give the AI an image. You don't give it a text prompt. You just feed it an audio file. In this case, it's just the sound of rainfall. And boom, it generates this picture. Because the AI now actually understands the link between that sound and what images of rain look like, it can create this. It's hearing something and then painting a picture of it. That's a direct connection that just wasn't possible before. But hold on, it gets even weirder than that. Because all these senses are just represented as numbers in this shared space, you can actually do math with them. You can do something the researchers call AI arithmetic. So what on earth do you think happens if you take the idea of a dog from this image, and you literally add the idea of transportation from the sound of a car engine? you get this, a double-decker bus. It's almost like the AI is making a visual pun. It combined dog, a common sight in the UK, with the sound of an engine, and it came up with a classic London bus. I mean, that shows a really deep, abstract kind of understanding.
Okay, so generating a bus from a dog and an engine sound is a really cool party trick, for sure. But why is this more than that? Why is this a potential game changer?
Because it's a massive step toward an AI that actually perceives the world in a way that's much more like how we do it. You know, a holistic, integrated experience, not just a bunch of separate data streams. And that unified perception, that's the foundation for things like common sense, for creativity, and for a much, much deeper understanding of everything. And this isn't just a gut feeling, the numbers actually prove it. So take a task like audio-to-text retrieval, where the AI has to find the right text for a sound it hears. The older models, they scored about a 3.0 on this benchmark. ImageBind, it doubles it to 6.0. And remember, it was never even trained on audio-text pairs. That is a huge performance boost that it just got for free. So that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. We started this journey with an AI that couldn't even connect a picture of a wave to the sound of a wave. Now we have one that can hear a dog bark and not just picture the dog, but maybe even write a story about it. So, if the senses are no longer locked in their separate rooms, what incredible new things will AI be able to create next?